Bungee jumping. I'm Stephen Ember and I'm Silly Graffiti with exploration in VOA Special English. Imagine standing at the edge of Altel Bridge, hundreds of meters below you, river, water, loose by. You take a deep breath and jump off the bridge. Head first into the air. As a reaction to so much excitement and fear, the hormone adrenaline from through your body. There is nothing but a long rubber rope attached to your ankle, hanging onto your very left. Some people call it crazy. Others say it is exciting. Whatever you might think, bungee jumping has become a popular extreme sport all over the world. Bungee jumping is not a new activity. Men on Pentecost Island in the South Pacific have been doing land jumping for hundreds of years. The men, the long, Venus from flies around the acres. They speed their building their towers of Venus and looks. Then the jump of this structure takes a great ideal of skill to jump constantly and safely. Landing for them is an important cultural activity. According to Cher believes the first land diver was a woman. She decided to run away from her abusive husband. So she climbed up a tall tree and tied some pins around her foot. Her husband catches after her off the tree. He reached out to grab her, but the woman jumped and the man followed. The fiend saved her life, but her husband did. Landing pin has become a way with this Island memes so their bravery in front of the woman. People of the village sing long song to show their support for the brave driver. This tradition is also why for the men to voice their trouble in public. For example, a man can discuss his marriage problem before his jump. The village, including his wife, must stand and listen. This ancient custom caught the interest of some students at Oxford University in England. In the late 1970s, they formed a group called the Graduate Sport Club. They like to even risky and something crazy activities. They were some of the first people to test a sphere of what are now called extreme sport. They are said to have invented modern bungee jumping in the spring of 1979. Member of the group jumped off the Chiflonsaw Finsbury in Bristol, England. They were attached to the bridge by a bungee cord and long elastic rope tail. Stitchers, they were dressed in black and white clothing and hard battle of jumping when the phrase quickly reported on the wheel activities. The group soon received even more attention when they organized a boom jump of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, California. A man named Angie Hackett of New Zealand later heard about this group. He decided to make the sport into a business. Mr. Hackett worked with his friend Henry Van As, who was an expert in skiing. They started dividing boom reports and material. Security and Auckland University helped them. The two men knew that people were being jumping excited and fun, and the key people were pay money for the experience. To show the world about bungee jumping, they had a major jump in 1987 of of the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. The latter got permission to open the first bungee jumping offense on the Kawaru Bungee in Queenstown, New Zealand. Many people paid $70 to jump off the bridge with a bungee cord attached to her ankles. Mr. Hacker worked hard to make sure the public knew how safe his materials were. Here developed and maintained to Gurati safely called the Bungee Code of Party. Bungee jumping means same thing, but it's a very safety activity if you go to a well-established bungee jump company. People who work for bungee operators usually have a great deal of training and experience. They use very strong and carefully made rubber ropes. They cause a rope base of the jump body weight. This is so they can manage how much the rope tether when the friction flies. The rope attack thrown and harness divided around the jump ankle. Often operator use body harness wheel. This is so then you have twist the protein in case one harness break. Good bungee operator makes sure all equipment is in excellent condition. The soul also does several checks to make sure all ropes, harness, and these are constantly attached. It is important to remember this sport is not safe for everyone. People we have weak both reason of our heart condition so no train jumping. People with back or can injury or who suffer from emphysema should also avoid this sport. And remember, if you do not feel like expressing if you're safe, you can always watch other people jump. Now you have jumped bunches of done several times on the rubber roof and are hanging by your ankle in the middle of the air. You may be wondering what you are supposed to do. Do not worry. The operators have different tricks for getting you back to land leg sit off again. Oftentimes, bang with on a rope will attach to your rope and help you back you up to the suckering you jump from. One extreme sport company gyms and warning its website in where the bungee jumping men land to big smell and deep feelings of happiness and minute. She is busy in New Zealand. Commercial bungee jumping and spirit to concerts everywhere. One of the highest bungee jump in the world from stood in near Copenhagen, Switzerland over the Freyr Dam. The drop measured 220 meters. In fact, you can see the Chater James Bond jump of this very break in the 1995 movie Golden Age, or there is the 216-meter jump from the Brokersbeek in South Africa. This is the highest single or break in the world. Of course, not very place has a body of water with a break from which you can jump. Some amusement parks offer bungee jumping from Grand Pacione in the Andes mountain of Peru. You can visit Exxon Valley outside the city of Cusco. Visitor can jump from a metal box that hangs from cable in up in the air. Most of the companies can see your video recording or photographs or your jump. This is why you can from to your family back home that you were brave enough to bump. No extreme sport company finding was to make bungee jumping even more fitting. Some after bungee jump and neck or jumps where you fall off a struck better. They also boom jump for flying helicopter and hot air balloon. You can also the bungee jump for two, so some company can harness two people together so you and I friends can experience twins the X minute. A vehicle company even offer and ski jump of the terrace building in Macho. Just how far would you go to experiencing the fast rush of Bunga Fair? Hosea Muxiwa had thrown a bullet operator on the Victoria fabric between Zimbabwe and Zambia in Africa. He has been jumping from the 111-meter drop for many years. From the steel bridge you can see the giant water of Victoria Falls. On of the land water in the world, Mr. Mujigawa explained that every human being wants to feel the rush of adrenaline. It's high when you bungee jump. You rave and stress and bad thinking behind. It's high you can back up on a limit. But was those person who to boom jump did a boasting sport? Tim Ronnie can travel to Victoria Falls. He only had 24 hours to 7 in German, but he made sure he found time to jump off the infamous bridge towards the powerful Jambi River. Here is what he had to say about the experiment. The road, I am the runner from Washington DC. Jumping off the bridge was one the most spectacular moment of my life. The idea had really grown to me until we got to the falls and we saw the view. I decided what better way to go to know this view than to jump into it. I think that the jump and more are scary in front of my girlfriend who had to watch the whole thing to an observer. And Bungee jump looked like a terrible violet process, but the actual experience of in one of floating, you jump and you don't have any sensation of being to death or failing or anything. You just are floating up and down. It's one of the most wonderful things I've have ever done. I recommend everybody do it. This program was written and produced by Dana Dimax and Stable Angel. And I'm Sally Gravy. You can read or listen to this program on our website